And whatever path you're on, I'm not sure exactly, but I know that you're on one. I know that you've chosen to work at a place that the people who go there are focused on experiencing life in a beautiful new way. You know, they're looking for a positive change and openings, and so that's where you hang out. And so I just assume circumstantially that, you know, you're here to actualize what's possible for you, you know, to make it real, you know, so. Do you have a particular question?
Many, but
whatever you like, and you don't have to limit them.
Well, primarily I would say that I am wondering a lot for long about what I actually want and should, not society should, like my path, you know, like on a career-wise, but I don't want to call it career exactly.
No, because that's too much like a job.
Exactly, mostly like, well, yeah, sort of like a job, like what I want and should be doing to get money from, and something that connects with my passion and how you call it?
What is your passion?
That's the thing. Like, I know that I'm really smart and that I know how to do many things.
Okay.
But my passion is, I don't know, like living life. But I'm more.
You shouldn't think badly for that, because that's exactly what you should be doing, is just having a passion for living life and being you in the most authentic and original way possible.
I am, but my question is more like I know I have qualities and I don't know how to explore them on a way that I can find a path that where my qualities and the things that I'm good at should be
Rewarded.
Exactly.
Yeah, appreciated, needed, wanted, and celebrated.
Yeah, and also nurturing me on a personal and abundance.
Of course, and likewise, you know, because you don't want to need nurture for forever, you know, you want to be the nurturer. You know, you want to actually be nurtured to the point where you come back into a self-realization of your wholeness. And then you're back, and then you're free again, and now you get to experience your body in a new way, you know, from a state of awakening. And from that, it'll be obvious in each moment, you know, what you should be doing, you know, and the universe knows that you need to be in a place where what you're able to and willing to share should be right where somebody who wants exactly that, just the way that you can deliver it, you know, and will say, that was worth it, you know. So not sure if I should say that, you know, you should allow yourself to be guided, because it's almost an outmoded concept, you know. It's time for you to be the guide. It's time for you to take enough responsibility for owning your presence here. so that it's a free one, so it's good for you and it's good for us. Because if you're in your wholeness, realized, experiencing it in each moment, that self-realization, anybody connected to you knows there's something different and something free about you, and that coming from you is no judgment. You're letting them be exactly the way they are, and you're seeing them accurately from multiple points of view. One is a person. You can see, you can feel what they're feeling, you can see what their circumstances are, and appreciate that from the level of consciousness where they're stuck. Then you can appreciate it from experiencing God manifesting as that. And that manifestation now wanting to change, to shift, to transcend, to grow, to go back home, right? Home to the infinite nature of self, the eternal you. Anyone that would work at a store called Diosa should be prepared for the possibility that it might be real and realized within you. Why not that as a starting point and a foundation for life? Why not the realized you, the divine goddess, creator, lover of all life. Why not just be real? The real you, the universal you, the eternal you, the unconditional you. Why not that? And let the programming go. The thoughts, the ideas, the belief systems, the society norms, the collective human unconsciousness, all of it. All of your history up to this moment, including all of your ancestry, all the way back. Nothing else matters but this, right here, right now. And the quality of your consciousness, the state of your experience of yourself. If you're experiencing pain and suffering and confusion and unconsciousness and I don't like this, it's time to stop, because you don't know what to do. It's time to stop and be still, and really be still. Be so still that it's like a vortex of everything else moving around you, with you doing nothing about it. And yet, you're allowing that vortex shifts reality everywhere around you. And all you do is not stop it anymore. You just observe it and say, this is how reality is for me. And anyone that comes to me obviously wants to share it, so it's okay if they transform and change and shift and and without even thinking about it. It's okay for the real you to be here, not hide yourself, not hide your truth.
I don't feel like I'm hiding. I'm feeling that I don't know where it is.
Yeah.
That thing that I should be doing to start my own thing. Like I'm working on a store.
Yeah.
I'm happy there.
Yeah.
But that's not gonna last, and that's
No.
give me something for my
No. All that does is take care of the present.
Exactly, and that's I'm happy, and I.
But you're ready to grow.
Sorry.
You're ready to grow beyond that. You're ready to take responsibility. Yeah. it's a difficult thing, you know. There's an infinite number, seemingly, of self-help gurus that, you know, can tell you step by step how to change your behavior and your thoughts and move towards your goals. But the part that they miss that I think is important is, why would you accept as a client somebody that was so confused about life, so lost, so frustrated with their circumstances in life, that you have to accept that that's the truth of them and work with them from there? Instead, why not just sort of crack all that open, you know, all of your circumstances, just kind of let them be irrelevant right now, you know, so that you can experience whatever, if there's such a thing as a truth that sets you free, what would it be? What would it feel like? So I'm not asking you to think about what the possibilities, what it might be, but if there's a truth that sets bodies free, then it's there, ready, willing, and able to. And so what's required? Just to notice that that's there and here and right now and already intimately inside of you. So what has to shift? Just your noticing that the eternal you is here just as much as the temporal you, just as much as the body. The you that's been around since before the beginning. And the you that'll see the whole thing end and then do something else. That you. That you's already at home in the body. How much are you going to notice yourself? That's all. That's it. How much of the truth of you? How much of your eternal nature? How much of your universal presence are you going to notice while you're here in the body? You know, can you let the body clarify, you know, crystallize, whatever it has to do, so that a transcendent consciousness is just at home in your body. You know, so just let the body readjust to that. Whatever it needs to do, let it do it. So that it's not so difficult for you to be self-realized while you're using it. You know, you're always self-realized. You're always God. How much do you have to realize that as the body consciousness, you know, so that the problems and issues with life are nearly miraculously resolved? I'm not sure how much it is, but, you know, how much can we open to experience? As much as we possibly can in moving through the limitations that have been between us and the freedom of a graceful existence. You know, the freedom of competence and moving in wisdom. You know, it makes me wonder why I would ever do less than that. You know, if I can open up, and everybody can, and they experience grace and wisdom within themselves, then why have it just be a momentary experience? Why not stay open? Until the universal and eternal is what your friends experience you as. You know, a breath of fresh air, you know. It's not something you have to devote a lifetime to. It's only something you devote this moment to.
But for like, is this moment that I need to work on to
No, in this moment, you just say yes to your truth, that's all, and then relax into it. Just say, okay, I give up, I surrender, may the truth set me free. Something like that. And then open and let it. Let it. Doesn't matter what it is. It's that thing that sets you free. So let it. And as you let it, and as you experience, the confusions of life unwinding in your experience of your body, then you know it's what we're talking about is just you. Coming in clearly and cleanly this time. Without being confused about anything. Seeing life as it is, seeing things clearly and divinely. Yeah, it's a difficult thing to talk about, and it's a difficult thing to say yes to, and it's a difficult thing to do with anybody, but maybe it's easier to do with a stranger. Maybe it's okay to say, hey, I don't know nothing about this person, other than the fact that we're communicating on a subject that seems to interest each one of us, and that's how expansive of a conscious connection can we have that inspires each one of us, that makes us go, wow, what a relief, Here's someone that's making the world a better place by just her presence, by just her self-realization.
What's the talk?
What's the talk?
Stuck.
Oh, stuck? It doesn't matter what's stuck. What's stuck is the past. And actually what's stuck is your identity. Because you're asking me from an experience of yourself that you're limiting to the story of your life and circumstances, right? That's who you're expressing yourself as. And so, there's lots of ways to incrementally improve from there and still stay the person that you're being, but you can't change things very much if the person that you're being stays the same. And so you have to be willing to have reality and your sense of self, your identity, your personality change when you know what the truth is, when you experience it through your experience of yourself. So everything that was a confusion or a lie or a misidentification, all of that stuff just fades away. And so if you put your focus on noticing the eternal and the universal in your experience of yourself, because there's nothing comprising your body that hasn't been around from the beginning. It just changes form and structure, Sort of becomes everything at one point or another. So that's your body. And then there's you. And notice how the feeling of you in the body changes when you feel that infinite and eternal you filling this house. Everywhere you put your attention, you can feel that eternal self Now, how does it feel to be you when the eternal self is real as you, filling this whole house? You can't stay the same, you know. You just kind of relax into letting go of everything that you've been holding on to, so that you can begin to express yourself freely and begin to not just know the path that you're on, but have already mastered it, and you're just expressing through it now. There's no reason for self-realization to be projected out 10 years in the future. There's no prerequisites. There's no sins that can prevent you from experiencing it. No deeds or obligations or costs. You know, there's nothing sticky about it. What's sticky is everything in this reality. And you unstick yourself from all of the problems here by relaxing and opening up and shifting your focus and noticing the divine and the eternal in the space of everything that surrounds you. And as that shifts your experience in the body, did you really lose anything? No. You got to know yourself. What clarified was the confusions, and the beliefs gave way to knowing. They weren't necessary anymore. Because you didn't need a reference library to tell you what reality is anymore. That's a pretty big shift for me, that one. I was always referring to someone that did it better than me, supposedly, certainly, probably. But always putting my attention out there for what was going to save me or orient me or take me out of confusion or give me an understanding of reality that works. It's in there. And so that inner knowing has to be the home of your consciousness. Has to be the experience of yourself. So just allow that. Allow your inner knowing to be what you experience yourself to be. That divine light at the center of the universe, you know. Just look and feel it and tell me it's not you. And why not you? Why not? Why not you? No good reason. There never is. Because all of your truths all put together in your contextual unconsciousness, in the dream of your life, none of them matter when you wake up, because that's not real anymore to you. You know, when you wake up, you always go back to sleep again at night, right? So, I don't know, maybe if you all the way wake up here, you can't ever go back to sleep again, but look at everybody here in the world, we're all asleep. You know, we're all buying into the dream. And we're all God. None of us own it. Well, I'd like to say there's nobody here that would not celebrate you owning yours. You know, for allowing that truth that's eternal and universal to be fully realized in you, as you, for you, because it is you and it always has been. But it's time for the body, the embodied consciousness, to know it and experience its authenticity instead of the context of the history of the life lived in unawareness of the truth. Yeah, that's another big shift for me. And that's, you know, I do these because, you know, I talk about what I'm experiencing in my own body in the moment, and that's usually something that relates to you too. And so I do this for my own benefit. I talk about things that I don't live as, but I'm able to experience states like this in an environment like this, you know, with people who are open to sharing an experience. And so that's why I do them, because it makes the universal and the eternal real to my experience of myself. And the more I do that, the better foundation that I have in reality, and being able to move from living in hell internally to finding heaven within. And heaven and hell, you know, intimately together, you know, in my experience of myself. And what does that do? That educates hell about the freedom of eternity and the freedom of the universe. And hell chooses better for itself. And that educates heaven on what it is to go unconscious and go completely stupid. And so everybody benefits, you know, a bunch of shared knowledge goes on, and then the divine celebration begins within your experience of yourself, you know. Then you share it with the rest of us, you know, in everything you say and everything you do. So that's why this house is here and what we're doing here, because, you know, we're dedicated to realizing that truth that sets us free without defining it anything more than that. And so we would like that to be something that is easily chosen by everybody who comes here too. So, you know, the more each one of us opens into our freedom, the easier it is for others to experience their own, you know. So come back again sometime and it'll be a lot better, you know, because we'll be more open, we'll be more real, we'll be more true. Any questions?
I think it's about what to do with the need to do things. what to do about it?
Well, if you want to change that, because to do things, I mean, isn't that why we're here? To do things, you know, but to be
Because
pushed into doing them in sort of an unconscious expression, yeah, why? So the answer to that is more consciousness. And the answer to that is, you know, just experience yourself. Take some solitude and experience yourself, and don't judge any of it. All of the horrible emotions and thoughts and judgments of yourself and others, none of it matters. And as you begin to realize that none of it actually matters, you know, if you were dead right now, what else is there to do in life? Nothing, you're dead, right? So let that fabricated you, the story of your life, the personality, let everything that was created in unconsciousness that came together with all of these thoughts, ideas, belief systems, impacts and opinions, and somehow that became part of your identity, you know. Don't need that anymore. Certainly don't need it when you're dead, and we might as well be dead now, right? So that we can change. Dead to the past. If none of it matters if you're dead, then why should any of it matter now? It only serves to trap you and limit you. So let your old life be dead. It is. You know, as far as we know, we just appeared here a second ago, and we've never been these people in these circumstances before, and the whole thing, the whole memory of anything else and everything else could just be made up. So we only have one choice ever, and that is how present, how conscious, how self-aware of what we're going to be aware of are we right now. And if it's not enough to satisfy you, it's not enough to satisfy me, for sure. Then you sit in that and experience that from the point of view of, okay, that's what I did. That's what I chose, and that's what I received. And now that's dead to me. It's over. It's done. The purpose has been fulfilled and complete. There's no reason to watch another movie that was the same one that you just watched. You're ready for a new one, a new life, a new way of moving and being and feeling and expressing here. Open to the shift. Open to the transformation. Open to the truth being realized as you. All you have to do is let go of all the lies, and you don't know what they are, so you let go of everything. But if all you're doing is opening up to universal truth, then are you going to lose anything? No. So just let go of everything that makes it difficult to be free. That's pretty simple, right? If there's something impinging on your consciousness or your body and it makes it difficult for you to be free consciously, just let it go. And by let it go, I mean you noticed it, you're connected to it, you're intimate with it, you have some understanding of it, but you're done with dealing with it from an energetic, intentional, causative point of view when you're in a position where you're stuck by it. That doesn't make sense. Just open up to the point where it can't stick you anymore. You know? know enough of your experience of the universe and your experience of eternity for there to be enough consciousness in your experience of yourself so that your circumstances no longer actively hinder you. You know, they're there, but they're malleable, they're changeable, and they're willing to go into a harmonic resonance with whatever's real and true. If it's a lie, you got to talk people into it, manipulate them, hypnotize them, knock them stupid and unconscious, and then say, this is good for you, and you force some poison down their throat. The only thing that's good for you is you. Your universal you, not your circumstantial you, not your body, not your mind, not your personality, but the universal, eternal you. That fixes everything else. Puts it into perspective, you know, so you can deal with it consciously. That'd be sure nice for that to be how I move through life now. It's a big shift, you know. How do you go from limited and defined and a personage into something that, you know, has an aware connection to everything, everywhere, all, throughout history, you know. If it's all out there universally and eternally, and universal and eternal are your truth, then all you have to do is open and receive. And set yourself free. You're the only one that can trap yourself, and you're the only one that can save yourself. Everything else that seems to trap you or oppose you or limit you in any way is simply acting absolutely appropriately because of who you present yourself to be as a personality and an identity and a body and a story of life. That's how the collective deals with you, in a way that matches you, either in a helping, I'm on your team way, or as I'm on the other team, you know, I'm good, you're bad, whatever. So you can either figure out how to get good at combat sports, as the game of life, of competition, or you can wonder to yourself, would it be better for my experience of myself here if I opened up to a point where I were enlightened? What if I opened up to a point where I was cosmically conscious? What if? Would you be okay with that if you did? You know, you can open up enough to experience what a little, get a glimpse of what it would be like. Does that make you shut down or open up more?
I wonder if there's togetherness in that.
There's unconditional love for everyone, everywhere, all the time. And so I don't know what's more together than something that permeates all reality. There's nothing that the truth of you is separate from. Open, and then open more, and open more, and stay in the opening. Continually opening to more and more wisdom, more and more reality, more and more freedom of consciousness, more self-awareness, more understanding. Yeah, every time you stop to think about it, you go, oh, okay, I stopped and identified myself here and started thinking about things. No, just keep opening. Keep opening until there's a continuous flow moving through you, unencumbered. Yeah, more. Yeah, you feel how that just sort of, everything begins to move in a resonance with that and relax. Because once truth is found somewhere in you, everywhere around it goes, thank God. And, chooses more for itself, more realization, more opening. So that's really our only job, which is to die to who we are right here, right now, and then to experience ourselves permeated with the truth that sets us free. And as that opens up our mind, opens up our heart, opens up our consciousness, you allow yourself to be saved, and then, like I said before, once you've surrendered enough, you come face to face with yourself again, the real you. And it's a big thing just to contemplate, of course. The painting I'm working on next says everything melts away when truth finds its home in you. Well, that's all we're trying to do, is let go of the lies that confuse us. Allow the truth to be such a causative experience in us that we can't hold on to our pretenses anymore. We can't hold on to the context of, definitions and beliefs. We start new again. We don't have to carry our old life with us. If you're here to live a life of truth now, go all the way. Open universally. Hold nothing back. And open eternally. Know that there's nothing that you're ever going to do here now that's going to be anything other than an answer to a prayer and a blessing, to whoever you're with. Why not? If it's possible, why not? If it's real, why hide that from yourself? If it's true, how do you explain to me that a reality which condemns you and confuses you and puts you in fear is the one that you prefer to let define you instead of the one that sets you free? And again, it's just being dead right now. That's all we have to do is die and say, thank you. The life was exactly like that. We have no complaints. So that you can open in every way, in a new way. And say, okay, what now? Which is your question. What now? I'm ready to grow. I'm ready to move. I'm ready to create.